Live from the WTC studios in Milton, Pennsylvania, it's the Nearly Famous CB Show, starring Chris Patton and Brandon Kozer. And now, here are the stars of the show, Chris and Brandon.
Say you.
Groupies.
You know,
Groupies. A couple followers out there. Hey, they come from all over.
We are up well over 200 some. What?
No merch throw out? What, no merch?
Yeah, that's stuck on a ship out in California. Yeah, can't get unloaded, so who knows when they'll get here. But, all jokes aside, so yesterday it was, I believe President Joe Biden came out and shared his thoughts on how to solve this crisis out in California. And we haven't gotten too political here.
No,
we've stayed away from that CB show only because, we could be here for weeks and not even get off the set. We have other things to do. But, and also we don't want to offend anybody.
Right. We're just supposed to be for entertainment, for fun, and get a message out, and we're definitely...
Yeah. So with that said, though, when President Joe Biden was there speaking, he kind of made some harsh references to the trucking and warehousing industry, the logistics system. So Steve Patton, our president and CEO, kind of took offense to how it was presented and actually wrote a letter to the local newspaper at the Press Enterprise. And I thought, why don't we share that to the rest of the audience, because not everybody's going to see the Press Enterprise. So here, I'll read this to you. So it's somewhat lengthy, but it gets the point across. So here we go. Mr. President Joe Biden recently made comments concerning the supply chain bottleneck that exists and called on private trucking and logistic companies to step up or risk being called out by him. Mr. President, I have been in the trucking and logistics industry for 40 years, and during that time, we have always operated 24/7, 365. A truck driver's life is extraordinarily difficult. Many drivers spend weeks away from their families, living in their truck and working 70 hours per week. The management of a trucking company provides support to their drivers, warehouse staff, and customers day and night. The technicians who keep our fleet running smoothly and efficiently work tirelessly in excessive hours. Private trucking and logistics companies have stepped up for decades, and your lack of understanding and appreciation for their efforts is appalling. The supply chain bottleneck has been building to this point for the past 5 years. The pandemic and your policies have accelerated a national labor shortage across all parts of the supply chain, causing equipment shortages and high fuel prices. To the 700 men and women who support my family's logistics company, I say thank you for your efforts. You have performed miracles during the pandemic, and your work ethic far exceeds the credit you are given by the uniform. Steve Patton, the president of Congress. So, said a lot there.
I mean, it says a lot. And really what it does say is when someone takes a jab at us, we all can't, you're not going to go out and fight the battle, but it's nice to have someone that
I understand.
Appreciates,
appreciates
it,
all the hard work that goes in. So, what we reiterate every week to all the members of the family companies and to the industry in general. It is through the pandemic we kept this country rolling, right? And alive, really. And it wasn't for our employees, everybody in this industry. This country would have shut down.
Yeah,
so
100%.
For him to push blame to us as the president, Joe Biden, to push president, to us.
Yeah, push the blame on us and the trucking company. Yeah.
Listen,
just hearing that gets you a little fired up. And,
to a guy who goes to sleep at 6 o'clock at night. But that's for another story. But not sure he has much to stand on. But hey, and we, here we believe in both sides. It's just when you attack our industry.
Yeah, we're here doing everything that we can. All the drivers, warehouse people, maintenance guys, like we've said many countless times, the effort and the hours that people put in they go unseen.
Right.
You know, and it's just expected, and so.
So I guess with that said, we hope that we get some merch soon.
Yeah, hopefully the merch comes in.
Yeah,
and we can start giving it out again. But I mean, you know, the other good thing is we are giving merch out every week.
Yeah.
You know, we got the followers that are commenting. I got a text late the other night about his answers. You know, it's good.
Yeah.
You know, so we definitely have some merch.
Speaking of merch, you know, a couple weeks ago we had that discount on the website. Is that been going well?
It's doing very well, very well. There was a few things we need to tweak in that. You know, there was a glitch there in the very beginning where you had to spend more than 25 to get to 25. That's been adjusted. You can
great.
You can go in there and buy a hat. This hat, I think, is on there for $12, $13. You can get that, you know, and the $25 takes right off of that.
I know you're working hard to keep that updated.
Yeah,
you know. Again, you know, even that they're having supply chain.
Everybody's having supply chain issues. So
I
guess it's easy just to turn around and blame one industry. You know?
Right.
So
anyway, you know, I guess moving forward, we'll get into our favorite
segment.
The Weekly Update.
All right. Well, this week we had, you know, a good solid 3 again. You know, I mean, it is nice. It's a tough time, especially going into the holidays, coming off of, you know, the pandemic and everything. But we keep it steady. We're keep a good class every week. We got 3 this week, all from PA.
Yep.
You know, all PA. Hey,
well, he had a big week last week.
He did. He feels good about himself. Vlad, James, and Jackie, all from PA. So welcome aboard. You know, obviously, like I always say, make them feel welcome. See if you can help them out however you can. Another great week, though. No DOT reportables, no lost time injuries, and you know, really, retention is still staying strong. So couldn't say enough about all the men and women out there doing their thing, and you know,
I got a couple things to add to that, you know, in a weekly update. So on tomorrow, Saturday, we will have an open house down in Virginia.
Down the road.
So if anybody, you know, knows somebody in that market who's looking for a job, Johnny's leading the charge on that.
1919 Plantation Road.
Right. So we'll be there. You know, we're hiring we're looking for a mechanic. We're also looking for a mechanic in Virginia. So, you know, if anybody's got the credentials for that, you know, apply online, and or get with ourselves, and we'll get you directed to the right person.
Well, and on that, you know, I was going to wait till next week, but since we're shooting them out there, might as well get the memo out. October 27th, which is a Wednesday.
Yep.
We're going to have basically an open house, open job interviews for anybody that's interested in working in a warehouse, forklift, you know, anything such as that, general labor person, from 4 to 7, and then again October 30th. From 9 to 12, over at 55 Patton Drive. So, you know, walk in, come in and see us, and if you have any questions, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got a big announcement. So, you know, I've been hinting at it lately. So it's official. We are now, the Patton Logistics Group has now infiltrated the state of North Carolina.
All right.
So,
moving south.
You know, we are. We begin the hiring process. You know, and we look forward to it. Great growth. This will be we're managing some warehouse buildings down there. So this is Patton warehousing, but I think there are going to be some trucking coming along with that.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, because it's interesting how things all fell together. Because I'm going to say it was like 3 weeks ago, we had hired some guys from Southern Virginia, and they all kept talking about if we get further down in North Carolina, Winston-Salem area, Charlotte, get down in that area. You know, there's truckers down there, and there's a lot of workers down there. So I mean, we definitely it's neat to see that we continue to grow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And on that, I mean, do you have anything else before I tell you about my week?
No, I think.
Well, let's do a trivia.
Yeah. Should we do trivia now? Yeah, let's do trivia.
Let's do trivia.
Yeah,
I'll tell you about my week.
Yeah, you had a big week.
Yeah.
You went
to Greensburg, then out to Columbus.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to trivia before we.
All right. Let's
blabber about all the things you've done. All right. So. All right, so we'll do the 3 trivia questions now. Since you did visit Ohio, you and Watson
and I went on a little road trip.
So with that theme, we're going to have 3 questions, you know, regarding Ohio. So let's take a look. So I think, you know, let's go to question number 1. What is the tree of Ohio?
All right.
You know, I have a buddy, Joe Minnow. He's from Ohio. So I you know,
I wonder if he watches the show.
He does.
He probably tells you he does.
Well, that's what friends do.
He's a good guy.
They lie to you, right? All right. Question 2. What are the 2 PGA Tour events that are hosted in Ohio? So there's some golfers within the company. So I think they should know that. So let's think about that. And let's go to number 3. What is the state capital of Ohio? And I'll give you a hint. It's also the largest city in Ohio. So we'll see.
Well, and I mean,
I guarantee they're gonna Google. Somebody may know the golf. Somebody may know that, but I don't think they're gonna get all 3. So.
Well, so on the way out and heading out there, Watson and I seen a lot of things. You should have seen the looks I was getting.
I imagine.
With a bulldog riding shotgun with me, but I mean, I told him he could take it off, but
he loves it.
He was in character, and he said, "I'm on board." So, but we got some good pictures. I mean, we really supply Budweiser out there with the bottles and the cans and stuff like that, and I mean, it is really neat thing when you come in there and you're almost to the warehouse. You see the big, big Budweiser
stacks,
sign,
yeah.
big stacks there, the Budweiser, Bud Light. It's just really neat to see. I mean, it's very, so we put a little clip together here, and then I also had a chance to sit down with Roland.
Oh, awesome.
The warehouse manager out there. So let's, take a look at what we got.
Ohio, but my city was gone. There was no train station, there was no downtown. South Tower had disappeared. All my favorite places, my city had been pulled down, reduced to parking spaces. Hey, oh, where to go, Ohio? To Ohio, but my family was gone. I stood on the back porch, there was nobody home. I was stunned and amazed. My childhood memories sort of swirled past.
All right, well, thanks, guys. Here I am with Roland out in Columbus. Granite and I took a road trip earlier this week. Decided to come out and check out the people in Columbus, check out the facility, do a little insight on what goes on out here. And I was here, just a couple months ago, 3 months ago, and it was like empty. And I walk in here this morning, and I'm like, wow, there's no room in this whole warehouse. And so you'll see that on the video. It's crazy. It's crazy how you went from empty to full capacity almost. I mean, what percentage do you think you're at now?
I would say 85, 90.
85. Yeah, it's definitely interesting out there. But so again, I'm here in Columbus. This is Roland. He is what are you? The plant manager, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. So, and Roland's got an interesting story. How we always talk about growth with the family of companies and everything like that. So, as I was talking to Roland and prepping him for this whole little thing, I learned some things. So, why don't you tell us how you joined the Patton family and how your positions have changed so rapidly?
I started on the maintenance crew. I worked with Barry and Bruce for a whole day.
A whole day.
And
okay.
The next day I come into work and they're like, hey, do you have any forklift experience? I was like, yes, I do. So I went over to Building 1 and I helped out there for a few weeks. Terry and Nick approached me about a new project they were starting up. It's called Operation Warm. They're like, you want to give that a shot? And I did. And I went up to Muncie, did that for a few months, really liked doing it, and then Mike Fetro was like, hey, I'm moving on, and I think this would be a good position for you to take over as warehouse manager. Would you like to give that a shot?
Up in Muncie.
Up in Muncie.
So you ran Muncie for a little while.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Nick and Terry again approached me like, hey, do you want to go to Columbus? And I was like, yeah, why not? You know, it's been a fun ride. I mean,
Good.
It's been really cool.
No regrets?
No regrets whatsoever.
That's awesome.
It's just nice that someone actually recognizes, hey, he's a hard worker. Let's keep him around. Let's treat him good. And
again, I mean, that's something that Chris talks about all the time, about the growth within the company. And, we love to see people succeed within. But so let's talk about maybe if you have any free time. What do you do? What are your personal hobbies? What do you like to do on your free time? That you
personal
have?
hobbies, I'm a big nerd. Comic books, video games,
All right.
Work. And that's pretty much it. I
Okay.
go to work, go home, play video games, go out on the weekends. I like to do a lot of food. A lot of food.
Good.
A lot.
Good. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. So Chris months back roasted me, and that's how we actually started this whole CB show. And then he roasted Jared last week. And one question that it's really rather intriguing to me, and I kind of think I'm going to ask everybody that I sit down with. I got two questions for you. If you could go anywhere, either you've already been there or want to go there in the world, where would you choose to go?
Tokyo.
Tokyo, okay. And if you're ever on a remote island alone by yourself, and you could take three things, what would you take?
Oh, that's a good one. Definitely take a knife, a pillow, and I don't know what the third one would be. I got the knife, the pillow. I can eat. I can sleep. Probably a book.
A book, okay. You want to read that all? We just repeat it
Just
over and over.
repeat it.
Well, Jared decided last week he was going to take sunscreen.
Well, why would you need sunscreen?
Right,
You
I
can stay in the shade all day.
I didn't
You
think
ain't
so.
going nowhere.
So, but no, I mean it's great. I mean you have a great group of people out here. It started back a long time ago. Where Ed, I want to give a shout out to Ed. He does a great job here when I come out here and I do my inspections. And I actually gave him a quiz today. I said, hey, you have one emergency exit light out, and he knew exactly which one
Yep,
it was.
he always
I mean,
does.
he's spot on with that. So he does a great job. So we just wanted to kind of give a little insight of what happens out here because you are out here remote, and some of the guys have never been here, don't know that we even exist out here, or they do and they don't know what we do. So that's why we decided to come and shoot a little video here. So before we go, I have one last question. Do you watch a CB show?
I do, and I also subscribe to your channel.
All right. So you're one of the first
Yeah.
200.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, again, I mean, from us, back in Milton, we can't appreciate you enough, and we can't tell you how. I mean, the place looks phenomenal. So appreciate all your hard work, and keep it up.
Thanks.
Thank you. So, it was a fun trip.
Yeah.
It really was. The people in the warehouse, they loved Watson. They loved the candy bar.
Yeah, and it's really, Watson, you're there, obviously, but we're spreading that word of safety.
Yes,
right?
definitely.
Giving a candy bar, people, it's a candy bar. Well, and that candy bar.
And that candy bar has the message. And,
Little
that's
message.
really, and it's really interesting when I handed them out, they didn't just rip it open.
Right.
They like to read the front and the back, and they're all very, thankful, appreciative of it. So,
Well, you get Watson out there, and really he's just been a hit. Everywhere he goes,
he's a hit everywhere, yeah.
it's just great. So, Columbus, I got to spend a lot of time out in Columbus, and part of that when we first launched that. But, to see those images, it brings back a lot of memories for myself,
I bet
of
it
course,
does. I
right?
bet it
But,
does.
you got that opportunity to sit down with Roland, and that was great.
he was really nervous before we started recording. He's like, I'm not very good on camera. I said, listen, just relax, act like it's not there. He's like, yeah, easy for you
Right.
to do. And it was a good interview. I started talking to him. Granted, it has a natural trait to where sometimes when I'm talking to people, he just pushes the record button, and then we get him without, and
Get a hot
it makes
mic.
it easy for them. But it's good. I mean, he's got a great story as well. Starting off with maintenance for one day, and then getting to the warehouse for a forklift, then moving up to Muncie, taking over Muncie, and then the opportunity to move out to Columbus.
Absolutely. Yeah, it goes to the theme like last week. We had Jared on.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely,
he started as a third shift mechanic, and now moved up through the ladders, and that's what we're about here.
The growth of the company is just continuing, and that's such a great thing. And like the sky's the limit.
Yeah.
You know,
Shows that hard work. and dedication. It doesn't happen overnight.
No.
But if you keep, and there's opportunities will come about. So, again, we have this opportunity to come in North Carolina. There is going to be opportunities for growth for somebody there. That wants to take advantage of it. So, we're just having this is fun, right?
Yeah, live it up.
We're this week's been beautiful here in Pennsylvania with the weather.
It was a great week, great couple of days out there. So again, before I forget, thank you, Roland, for allowing us to invade on your place out there and taking a few minutes with us, and all the workers out there. Thanks for everything you guys do.
Yeah, one thing, just that everybody knows that's the full scale company. We're getting ready to get in our sponsors, but you go out to Columbus and you see it. You got the Patent Logistics, you got Patent Warehousing, you got. And Watsontown Trucking all working under one roof right there. Right.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
Really
again, another great week. No accidents. No
injuries.
Workplace injuries. That's awesome. Just keep up the great work, everybody. And from the CB show.
Well, before we jump off, though, I just want to remind you, tomorrow morning, Saturday's safety meeting, 8 a.m.
Big.
Jump on. It's a new quarter, so new information coming out, updated stuff. So hoping to see everybody there. We've been getting about 170 people at this meeting, so looking forward to it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. But sponsors: Patent Logistics Group, Patent Warehousing, Patent Logistics, and Watsontown Trucking. So can't do it without them. Appreciate all of them. And maybe a special thanks to Steve for
absolutely
standing up for all of us, and being our spokesman. Couldn't have a better one. So
thank you. Have a good weekend.